What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another GTA 5 video. Today's video, we're going to be going over the passive income for the nightclub and how to do it simply and easily for beginners. Stick around and let's get into it. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another GTA 5 video. Today we're going to be going over the nightclub, the passive business. And here we are in my nightclub right now. And Tony insists on interrupting. But here's your nightclub. We're going to have a seat here at your main control terminal inside your nightclub. We're going to check everything out, and I'm going to walk you through how to do all this. All right, this is your home screen right here. As you can see, the nightclub is a very well-paying passive business. So, yeah, warehouse earnings from 23 sales, $31 million. Nightclub earnings, just passive, $27 million. Right here is your daily income. Notice how it's all the way up. Current daily income is at $50,000 every GTA hour. Got your resident DJs. More on those in a minute. As you can see, my popularity bar is down just a little bit. And these are your warehouse technicians. These are the guys that source goods from your different businesses in the game. In order to have a passive nightclub businesses, you're going to have to own the MC businesses. Now, the organic produce, which is your weed factory, your MC, printing and copying, that's your document forgery business. Of course, cash creation is your counterfeit cash. The pharmaceuticals is the blue stuff and your MC businesses. Cargoes and shipments, these are your CEO warehouses that where they get these sourced from. Sporting goods. Sporting goods is your bunker. You must own those to get these. As you can see, I've got South American imports, sporting goods, cargo and shipments, pharmaceutical research, and cash creation all being gathered up by my warehouse technicians right now. And that's because those five pay the most. These pay okay too, passively, but we're not going to worry about these two until all five of those are done, or at least two of the five are done, and then I can move them over. And clicking on a technician up here shows you where they're assigned to and what they're currently gathering up to sell. Now, on this screen right here, as you can see, pharmaceutical, I've got 9 of 20, 15 of 100 on sporting goods, 10 of 50 on cargo and shipments. South American imports is 5 of 10. Organics is still 1 of 80. And printing and copy is 1 of 60 because I'm not currently gathering them. Cash creation is 18 of 40. So, you can sell all these right now for $586, $750. But we're not going to do that. When this thing is completely full, it's almost $2 million. That's with all the upgrades. Each upgrade that's on here, they tell you exactly what they do. The equipment upgrade, purchase this upgrade to install higher quality equipment. This will improve the productivity of your warehouse technicians, allowing them to accrue goods faster. Basically, your warehouse techs are going to get stuff faster. Staff upgrade will reduce the daily popularity loss of your nightclub, which will keep that bar full longer. And the most important one, security upgrade. These guys keep your nightclub from getting raided and all that, and you losing profit or it getting shut down. Now, all we got to do to keep this going is make sure that the technicians are assigned to something that's needing to be cured, and you want to always start out with these 5. Once one of these is full, move them down to one of the other ones that's not. Let them keep going. They accrue goods in the background as long as you're logged into GTA and playing. You can sell some of the special orders, but most people really don't. They don't pay that well. And a single sale mission on a nightclub business is always going to be one vehicle. You're never going to have multiple vehicles. It's a solo friendly. It's as easy as they come to do for passive income, because when you do sell, it's only one vehicle. Now, with the nightclub,
Really going, I'm getting an intern.
and I don't know what Tony's whining about over there, but don't really care.
Good, kid.
We're going to go out here to the actual floor of the nightclub. As you can see, you got all the lights, and I've got dancers hired. I don't have the fog machine right now because I don't need it. All of this stuff out here is purely cosmetic. It's not going to improve the amount of cargo and goods procurement you do. It's not going to make you more money or anything like that. The two things you need to worry about is cargo securement, getting more product in so you can sell it, and your actual popularity if you want that passive income. Run back here to the office again. Now, I was telling you about the popularity bar on my nightclub. It popped up here. There we go. Now, you see how it's down just a little bit right there? That means the popularity is down just a little bit. It's lost some popularity, and over time it continues to lose popularity. You have to stay on top of it. The quickest way to fix this, and doing this in the office with Tony is the worst possible place to do this. Because when you select another DJ, it's going to kick you all the way out to the entrance of the nightclub, and then you have to run all the way back through here. It's not fun, especially if you don't have a private nightclub set up like I do. So instead of coming to this terminal, you have three options. Basically, if you own the mansion, you can do it from your office in the mansion. You can also do it from the terminal downstairs in your arcade. But we're just going to go downstairs here. You can there's an elevator in that room there with Tony. One of my rides sitting right there. But we're going to go down to this elevator and go down. Let's go all the way to the bottom floor. We'll start out Terabyte Garage. I do believe it is empty, though, because I usually keep my Terabyte in the garment factory. But, yeah, it's not sitting out there. But each floor that you buy has space for cured goods to be stored. And this place will get really full whenever it's almost completely topped off. But as you can see, this is my Terabyte Garage. Nothing goes in here but the Terabyte. It's the only thing that can go in there. And then we're going to go to basement level 4. Each one of these, when you buy the nightclub, you have to purchase these floors separately from the business. Here's basement 4. And some of my four-wheel drive vehicles I got crammed in here. I have vehicles everywhere. One day we'll go through them all. But on these lower floors, if you notice, there's a computer terminal right back here. Same terminal, just on the basement floor. But here's the kicker. That popularity bar, the quickest way in the game to fill it up, instead of doing the nightclub missions that are long and tedious and just not worth it, just book another DJ. And you see how it took the 10 grand up there? Yeah. That means the popularity bar is going to go up, and that will not move while you're logged in here. You had to back out and then go back in. Notice the bar is full because I changed DJs. Each time you change DJs, that bar goes up a little bit. And if it's really low down here, it's going to cost you a lot of money to do it this way. But I would rather spend 100 grand and do it in 2 minutes than spend 20, 30 minutes trying to build it up through nightclub uh, missions. They're not fun. They're more annoying than anything. So yeah, most people do not do them. But here on level 4, you can actually see some of the goods are starting to be cured in this warehouse here. You can see some sitting there. There's some back here. And it's all just various random goods. The more they cure, the more the floors will fill up with different products. And we're not going to worry about any of that. Now we're going to go to basement 1. The rest of them are just, all the floors are identical except for the terabyte garage and basement 1. Basement 1 is where your nightclub sale vehicles are. And I'm going to tell you something very important. Only purchase those 2 vehicles. You don't need the mule, the one that's parked here. It's a waste of money. It's slow. It doesn't handle great. And it's not worth it. Anything smaller than, say, 2 bars on the sales is going to go in that van. You see the stock down there at the bottom right? Yeah. Anything more than 2 bars, or less than 2 bars, I should say, will fit in that van. No problem. Anything more than that, it's automatically going to put it in that truck and not the middle one. Why? Because we don't own the middle one. We're not going to buy it. This is also your custom garage for these vehicles, the deliver vehicles, and I highly suggest putting armor on them. The armor plating, I mean, there's different styles. I don't really think the amount of armor you have on these are really going to make much difference. So, I mean, if you do the heavy armor plating, yeah, it's more expensive, but I think it looks cool, so I bought it. You got brakes, engine, all that stuff, all the lighting upgrades, turbo, transmission, the whole 9 yards, wheels, tires, bulletproof tires, the whole 9 yards. Now, your primary weapon. I used mounted missiles on this thing because they have the lock-on missiles, and they come in very handy. The proximity mines, I use them on the back because you can drop them and people will get blown up. I don't use a secondary weapon because it sticks up. If you go under a very low bridge, every once in a while that thing will get hung. So I don't put one on it. The same with some of the primary weapons. The remote missile battery, while it looks cool, it's really not. It's more of a hassle. As you can see, it sets way up above the rest of the truck, and it will get caught on stuff. So I use the mounted missiles. So whichever way that truck's facing, it's going to lock on anything ahead of me. And then the proximity mine's going to take care of anything behind me. And you will be chased by NPCs. Because that's just Rockstar, doing their thing. If you're in a invite-only session, they're always going to send NPCs after you on a nightclub sale. And that's just the way it is. And for those of you that are beginners, you should only be doing nightclub sale missions in an invite-only session. And I'm going to tell you why. Everybody always says, do public sessions. You get a money bonus. You get a money bonus. Yeah, you do. The problem with that is, for beginners and newer players, anybody under level 100 that it is not at max life should not be doing them in a public session. For one, you don't have as much health. You're automatically outgunned to higher level players. And they're probably going to take advantage of you because they have more money and better equipment. So you're an automatic setting duck if you're doing this in public sessions. And my way of thinking is, if I'm a low-level player, would I rather take the $2 million guaranteed and sell it in an invite-only session and walk away with almost $2 million? Or would I rather go for the little bit of bonus, go in a public session and take a chance on my cargo getting blown up and getting nothing? Because that's the difference. It's not worth it A little money's better than no money. Remember that. You're not missing anything. You're still going to get the base pay. You're just not going to get the bonus. And as you can see, here's a bunch of the cargo they've already secured. We're up to 612,000 now. It's securing while I'm walking around doing stuff. And it can take as long as 48 hours of playtime to fill this thing up. It takes a while. Some of them occur faster than others, but you want to make sure they're all as close to full as possible. Now, if you're 1.5 million short on buying something you really want and your nightclub has 1.6, go sell it. It's just going to turn around and start accruing again and start back at zero and build its way up. Most of the missions on the nightclub, like I said, they're one vehicle only missions. They're really simple to do. Most of them are going to be drive to a location, either defend that location or defend yourself going to that location and deliver the product. That's all there is to it. There's no planes, there's no boats, none of that stuff. You just go deliver it. Now, you'll notice something, that there's no people in my nightclub because they're annoying. If you go to your interaction menu and scroll down to nightclub management, you'll see private club. Mine is enabled. What this does is basically all the NPCs standing around talking and are always in your way that you're having to walk around and all that, it makes them go away. It does not affect your money at all. Not the passive income, not the product procurement, nothing. You get the same money, and LGJT's already yelling because I haven't sold any of my MC stuff, but here we go. You still get the same amount of money and all that, but you don't have the headache of all them standing around because I don't hang out in my nightclub. This is a passive business, and the only time I come through here is if I notice that my take from the safe is lower, which means my popularity is down, because all your popularity money that you get over time every GTA in-game day goes into your safe. The rest of it gets secured into product and you get sold. Now, the safe has a maximum of $250,000. If you let that safe go over $250,000, you're not making any money. So, what I do is I come through maybe, I don't know, probably once a session, maybe, and check it and see how it is. Now, you can usually tell if it drops below 50,000 how much you're making. If you're a GTA Plus member like I am, you have the Vinewood Country Club app. You can get your nightclub earnings right there. Of course, the safe's full. I haven't put anything in it yet. But all your other factory stuff is right here. You don't have to run and pick it out of the wall safe. So GTA Plus members don't have to come here, run in here, go get their safe, and then run back out or whatever. It's way more handy. I believe if you can get it, you should get it. But, I mean, it's not the end of the world if you don't. You just got to come here and pick up your cash every time you play. If you can go AFK and leave your game running overnight, I'm not saying I would do that. But if you so happen to, your product will keep accruing while you're AFK. And you can always tell how popular your nightclub is by this right here. Usually there's people standing around out here waiting to get in and all that. So yeah, I mean, that's basically it. I mean, there's not much to the nightclub. You're just going to kind of babysit. It's all you got to do. And then make sure your safe doesn't fill up. And make sure you're not leaving your warehouse technicians securing goods that are already full, because then they're essentially not doing anything. And you want to keep them as busy as possible. And as soon as the nightclub warehouse gets full, sell it. Don't hold on to it. There's been people that's held on to their nightclub warehouse for months waiting on GTA to give a sale bonus to it. It's very rare when they do it. You're better off just to sell it, because that's $2 million sitting there in product just waiting. And with the security features and the mansion security features, You don't have to worry about being
I'm
rated.
still
You
trying
could
to
stay
find
in
Mr. Right,
CEO or
but these
whatever
fools
and
are
never have to
so
worry about
wrong
getting
lately.
rated.
I
But yeah, that's the rundown of the GTA nightclub. It's a pretty good passive business. It makes more money than any other passive business. And
Hey there,
just
boss.
remember, when you're first setting this thing up, the setup missions are stupid simple. They really are. And just remember, when you go to buy stuff, all this lighting, the dancers, the fog machines, all of that stuff is purely cosmetic. The name doesn't matter. The lighting doesn't matter. It You don't have to have dancers on podiums. None of that stuff. It's all cosmetic. It has no impact on how much money you're going to make or how much product your technicians are going to accrue. The only thing you need to focus on is buying all the floors to the nightclub so you have a bigger spot to hold that accrued product. And you want to buy all 5 technicians. And I highly suggest, if you want to do the method I use for DJs, just swapping DJs to be able to raise your club popularity, that you do all those missions because you have to have more than one. When you first start, you get Solomon. That's it. In order to be able to swap to another DJ to raise your popularity level, you have to have another one. So that means you need to do at least one more, and you can just swap back and forth between the two. It doesn't matter if you use the same 2 DJs all the time. It's still going to raise your popularity because you're changing DJs. I bought all 4 just because I like listening to a different beat every once in a while when I come in here, and yeah, that's what it did. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. This is your nightclub, and yeah, it's a great passive income. I highly recommend it, and I will see you guys in the next video.